Peace to the saints. It's the one and only. It's the big homie with expert geopolitical analysis and an objective perspective on what's going on in our world, trying to figure out how can you benefit from some of these goings on? Because boy, oh boy, I can assure you, there is no one looking out for you in this cold world called the hells of North America. Here we go. By the way, as we go through, if you happen to appreciate good, honest commentary and insight as to how you can improve your life or make your financial lot better, given the current macroeconomic uncertainty, you can use this information below to send in your comments, your questions, your tithes, support tuition, or a URL for me to look at. Let's go ahead and get to this work. Here we go. This particular URL was sent in by one of the members. You can join at thesassin.com, THESASN.com. Just click join. And he was asking, does this make sense or is this nonsense? And I'm going to break this apart because you find consistently that there is truth mixed with falsehood. And as a result, a great many are confused. And, I think the United States government wants you to be confused. I mean, just imagine you had public schools. They didn't teach you how to do taxes. Oh, curious. They didn't teach you the basics. So it would seem as though they would like you to be uneducated. But let's go ahead and dig in because there's a lot of confusing things like, why did we give so much money to Ukraine? How'd that benefit us? How did Iran become our eternal enemy? What have they done to us that's bad in the last 30 years? Somebody name something. Why is it that Israel seems to think America is a piggy bank? Lots of mysteries, lots of false histories. Why did I learn at the foremost public school on the planet Earth, taking a degree in political science, that Adolf Hitler died in a bunker with his mistress, Ava Braun, and he took poison and shot himself? And now we're hearing alternative facts, who knows, that apparently he was able to escape to Argentina. We know a number of the Nazis did. So the world is complex. There are many folks lying. I guess when we say many folks, we mean your government. Let's go ahead and get to this work. I'm going to do it like only I can do it. Here we go.
He sees it clear as day. For 3 decades.
Now let me go ahead and refresh this, make sure we hear this from the beginning.
So he created Alibaba, which is the Amazon of Asia.
So he has simplified things, perhaps in a way that's not quite useful. Alibaba is a corporation that I've had stock in many times. I do believe it is listed on the American exchange. I don't think I got those shares OTC. And Alibaba is not quite the Amazon of the United States of China. For Amazon is a direct-to-consumer company selling retail goods, whereas Alibaba connects you with manufacturers. And so Alibaba is usually circled around volume business. So it's connecting sellers, the retailers, to the manufacturers, to the factories in China, retailers from around the world, mind you. Alibaba is a fine product. I'm quite impressed with it. So Alibaba is, in fact, one of the tools that has allowed for what has happened to the United States, and the driving forces of what has happened to the United States, which is us being underdeveloped and becoming a nation that can't really defend itself because we are not producers. Alibaba has been one of the tools that have been utilized, but there is no doubt that this travesty has been put forward by the American corporation with the American government as its instrument. Yes, we're going to get into it. Adolf Hitler famously called the United States a plutocracy, which is to say a government run by the wealthy, and in our case, the wealthy and wicked, and we shall talk about it. I am, in fact, a capitalist. There's nothing wrong with capitalism, but there is much wrong with those who are endlessly greedy and fear no God. They fear no God, respect no man, and desire profit and view money as a God itself. Those folks are dangerous, and we've had our country kidnapped and run by devils who know no America. They identify with no nation. They chase profit around the planet Earth. Yes, and most of these people we call politicians. Most of these people are in multinational corporations. Let's go ahead and get after it. By the way, this can be as long or as short as you like. For those of you who have real questions, you can use the information below to support the work. If you feel like you've gotten your fill early, we'll stop it. If you want to go in deep, let's work. I'm here for it.
he sees it clear as day. For 3 decades, the United States corporations raked in obscene amount of cash.
So number one, this fellow who's speaking, I want to say he's a comedian by trade. I do believe I may have seen him on the PBD podcast, and PBD is a stooge. He is in fact a white supremacist, a Christian, and one who has been embarrassed many times on his own podcast trying to bootlick those Aryans and those neo-Nazis, and they keep reminding him, hey, little buddy, we view you as an Arab of some type. And still, he just stands there licking the boots of the whites. It's actually quite sad, really. He's not the only one. Let's add Candace Owens to the list. Let's add Officer Tatum to the list. Let's add Kanye West to the list. Oh, Marquett, not Kanye. He speaks up against the Zionists. Well, it turns out if you're a black person and you think your biggest issue is Zionism, you's a fool. You's a real fool. And also, if you've allowed the white supremacists to convince you that Jews are not white, you are not living on the planet Earth. If you think Jews are not white, you might also believe Bruce Jenner is a woman. Yes, indeed. That's quite insane. Anyways, let's go ahead and carry on. But what I want to highlight to you is that the person speaking is informed at a level, but he's already mischaracterized Alibaba. I understand the metaphor, but it was a mischaracterization in a way that is, kind of critical. And then the second piece is that he's repeating what Jack Ma has said, as though Jack Ma does not have interests that are inherently aligned with the Chinese Communist Party, that government and that ethnic group. You see, the Chinese have a great advantage from a nation state perspective and a nationhood perspective. They're primarily Han Chinese. They all speak Mandarin, or in some cases Cantonese, and they are linked by blood. It is said that blood is thicker than water. It appears that the American melting pot, the primary chemical in there is water. We are not melded together, especially now that we don't have any significant efforts toward assimilation or enculturation into what it is to be an American. For to be an American is an idea. It is of the mind. There is no blood that runs through all of us. There is no language called American. So much of what we are is borrowed from elsewhere, whether we're talking about the language coming from the United Kingdom today, they call it, or we're talking about the genetic stock of the many peoples of the world. To be an American is to have a shared value set and group of ideas which have been done away with over time. And you should know that a people are really not a people unless they share in language, collocation, religion, and spirituality, and values, ideology. That makes you a people. The moment you have Americans so disunited, and we know the signs of this are obvious when we trust so little in our political system that you hear the liberals say, if Trump is elected, I'm moving to Canada, and invariably they're lying. But to even have that kind of rhetoric, which suggests that you would abandon your nation for another nation and you would be a foreigner there and be happier than among your own people, lets us know that you do not view this place as your own people. Talk to me. Yes, indeed. So we have a lot of complexity to unpack. But what I want you all to know is that I've been building the revolution for years. I'm not here to collect fans. I'm here to collect real revolutionaries. We have them organized around the world, around the whole planet Earth, and cultural revolution is the aim. But the means shall be any means necessary.